Welcome to the Dubai Real Estate Market Update with IQI, episode 1. Stay tuned to get the details. Once again, salam, marhaba, namaste, sat sri akal, or khush amdeed. A new day, a new dawn, and another chance in life for all of us. I am Iamomeralikhan, Realtor and Country Director for IQI Global, UAE, based in Dubai. And welcome to this terrific Tuesday session of our Clip Talk, where I am honored to be joined by the enigmatic and savvy guru of the economic world, our very own Chief Economic Advisor of Joy IQI, Mr. Shan Sain. Mr. Shan, welcome and thank you for granting us precious moments from your time. Quickly getting into the gist of it, I know we have a very short clip that I'll be taking from you. I just had a couple of questions I thought I'll quickly throw at you and get your feedback. Firstly, what is the outlook for e-commerce in the MENA region? Can you please shed some light?
Umar, the outlook, especially the e-commerce, is pretty bright. With this pandemic, I think digitalization and technological innovation has happened at a much faster pace. Many people thought it would happen in 23, 25, but this is happening before us 2 years ahead of the time. So I think e-commerce will be a huge initiative from various governments. Many global investors are focusing heavily on e-commerce. More and more people are going into this. At Joy IQI, we expect e-commerce to grow between $30 billion to $50 billion by 2022. So that will be a huge market. And with MENA region, yes, MENA is an important region with global companies focusing heavily in this part of the world. If you see last week, a major statement was made by Citibank. Citibank, as you know, is retreating from 13 markets, but it is staying in Dubai. So that clearly signifies the importance of Dubai and UAE in GCC. And I have been saying for quite some time, everybody knows that Dubai is the New York of GCC. So with this decision of Citibank, I think it sends a very clear signal to those global investors that global financial institutions like Citibank, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, they are looking to Dubai and GCC from a long-term perspective. And when these banks, they make the decision, they are looking at 5 to 10 years. So I think Dubai has got a huge importance in terms of wealth management, in terms of a real estate market, in terms of technological innovation, in terms of modern infrastructure, and above all, the focus of the government in promoting various industries. That is the hallmark of UAE in driving the growth of the region.
I think that very precisely summed it up, especially yes, I'm also in agreement with you with the potential of e-commerce in the MENA region. It's only set to grow. In fact, very quickly on to the next question, which is linked to this. What key sectors will be on the government's radar to focus upon to achieve the next level economic progression? Please share your thoughts on that as well.
Yes, Umar, that's a very relevant question. The government looks totally committed in focusing on 2-3 key sectors. One is technology. The government is focused on promoting real estate. After the Ibrahim Accord, we have seen that real estate market has really picked up. And the third sector that will be focused on will be the service sector. So we are talking about logistics, modern infrastructure, technology, and all these sectors will be on government's radar. And government will be promoting and they will be supporting these sectors in order to attract not only the local investment, but also the global investment. As you know, by 2020, as of last year, the government of Dubai has gone paperless. True. So we have been hearing this since 2016 and 2017, the vision of Dubai government that we will go paperless by 2020. It has already happened. So I think with government focusing on technology, I see more and more real estate transactions happening through technology, where you will have a less uh, uh, turnaround time, and there will be more efficiency for those sophisticated and smart investors who are looking at Dubai from a long-term perspective. So I think these are some of the areas where government will be focused upon in the next 3 to 5 years.
Mr. Jan, you've hit the nail on the head. In fact, just 3 days ago, we were receiving circulars from the Dubai Land Department exactly on the point that you just mentioned, that there are certain steps which will now be going completely online with relations to the real estate transactions. So yes, in complete in accordance with what you said, you did mention real estate. Now, real estate has demonstrated a sharp turnaround, very positive turnaround in 2020. What is your projection on the state of affairs in the near future?
At Dubai IQI, we are quite buoyant on the real estate market. As you rightly pointed out, the market has picked up and it has come back very sharply. As you know, with this peace accord signed between UAE and Israel, more and more global investors are now heading towards Dubai. As I said, Dubai is the New York of GCC, with more than 170 nationalities, and with modern infrastructure, productive labor force. You have technological innovation happening at a much faster pace. Dubai Chamber of Commerce is expecting the transaction volume of real estate market will be at around $58 billion, which is like 13% year on year, which is massive, taking into account the global economic fragilities and uncertainties in the international scene. Dubai and UAE market has still been able to attract investment from those sophisticated and smart investors. Why? Because of the market is very mature. It is only for those sophisticated and smart investors who value Dubai as a long-term destination.
Correct.
So real estate market is not a short-term game, it's a long-term game. And those people who understand the dynamics and infrastructure of Dubai, they value it. So if you see in the last, in this year alone, 4 or 5 sector areas like the Business Bay, Greens, Emirates Hill, and there's so many other areas, the address where the investment is going right now. So I think with you sitting in the market, you can actually guide those sophisticated smart investors who are looking for trophy value investment opportunities in Dubai. So at Dubai IQI, we expect between 55 and $60 billion of transaction volumes happening this year. That will be massive, and it will go much ahead as we move into 2022.
I think the numbers you have mentioned itself resonates the potential the market still holds. That is absolutely correct. And yes, thank you. Like you said, we have a fully functional team and support staff in Dubai. So for any of our viewers who are having any real estate queries, just look me up and we'll be more than happy to assist. Very quickly on to the last question for the session. Shan, seeing the increase in oil prices in the last couple of days, what impact will it have on the Gulf market? Please share your insights with us.
Omar, at the start of the year in the local newspaper in Kuala Lumpur, I shared my thoughts that oil prices will be trading between $50 and $70 per barrel. On 8th March, oil already has touched $70.83, and it is now trading at between 65 and 66. So oil is up 29 to 30% year to date, and we expect oil prices to go up this year. There are 3 reasons. The geopolitical risk is going deeper into the market. US dollar will depreciate significantly this year. And third, as more and more economies are opening up, the demand for oil will go up. So at Dubai IQI, we expect the demand for oil to meander around 95 to 100 million barrels per day, but it will be on the average trading between 96 to 97 million barrels per day. So we are quite bullish on the oil market because the demand is coming from ASEAN. It is coming from China. As you know, Chinese economy is going full throttle, and the demand is picking up. Last year, the demand went down to $65, 65 million barrels per day. But now the demand has gone to almost 95 to 96 million barrels per day, which is a good sign. And again, it's going to benefit all the countries in GCC. As you know, they are quite big in the oil market, and OPEC is going to benefit not only in the short run, but also in the long run. So I think with higher oil prices, will give more room to the government in terms of fiscal space. It will give more room for government to spend on infrastructure investment. It will boost the balance sheet of the government, especially on the fiscal side. So your monetary policy and fiscal policy will increase our oil prices. That will give much more room for governments to maneuver as we go into technological innovation, as we go into infrastructure, and as we go into logistic industry. These 3 to 4 industries will be heavily on the government's radar, and the government will be pushing more in these sectors. So with higher oil prices, government will have more money, and they will continue to drive these sectors, not only in the short run, but also in the long run. And this will have a huge impact, especially at the macro level.
I am absolutely thrilled to hear this feedback from you. We will definitely continue this sort of conversation for our next episode as well. Once again, thank you all for your time. Do send us your comments and feedback. If you have any questions in particular relating to Mr. Shan Saeed, just drop us your comments below, and we'll make sure that the queries reach across to Mr. Shan, and we will be reverting back to them in our upcoming episode. If you are watching us on YouTube, hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for other clip talks to come your way. Once again, if it's a real estate query that you're looking at, simply reach out to us with your specifications, and me in Dubai, along with my team, will be more than happy to help you out. I am Iamomeralikhan signing off for now. Stay safe and God bless.